text. This is Bob for the Truth for You to See, and going to make a quick video response here. Going to go 100 miles an hour. I'm just going to dig right into it. You say Emmanuel could mean anything. No, Emmanuel means something. Emmanuel has a definition. The authors of Scripture put it in there to mean what it means. It means God with us, that God took on flesh. Jesus Christ was accredited that name, Emmanuel, God with us. So you cannot just turn around and redefine words or turn around and say that the words could mean anything. When words have definitions, they mean certain things. So in the pursuit of the truth, you have to be honest with what the definitions of words are. You can't turn around and just say, well, it could mean anything to win a point. You couldn't do that in a court of law. You can't do it in this debate either. Krishna, you say that he said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No, Jesus Christ said that in John 14:6. Krishna said, I am life. The difference is when Christ said, I am life, they put him to death, and he came back to life 3 days later. Completely different thing. I mean, then you turn around and talk about some of the supernatural occurrences in Genesis and the Old Testament, the flood and different things, miracles. I'll throw that in there. So you say these things didn't occur. Once again, the original concept of this video, or that we've been debating here, is kind of free thought and open-mindedness. You've just totally straight up admitted that you reject anything that is supernatural, that you've shut down any supernatural concept, and that's very close-minded if you think about it. So just think that through. You're very close-minded in that regards. You then turn around and try to marry the New Testament as written by Greeks, plural. Okay, this is written by Saul from Tarsus. Okay, he was from Roman citizenship, but he was Jewish. And all of his writings marry Christ back to the Messiah of the Old Testament, proving that Christ fulfilled all the Old Testament prophecies. Okay, so there was really little or nothing Greek about it, other than the fact that that was the culture and the time that they lived in. Observable reality. You're dealing with the virgin birth, and you turn around and say, well, gee, how come virgin births aren't happening all the time anymore? Well, once again, let's go back very logically to what the virgin birth is about. It was God's plan for salvation. God chose to come down, take on flesh, and die once for mankind in this sacrificial system he set up prior to Christ's experience, or Christ's coming to earth. So it only had to happen once. It'd be illogical for virgin births to happen a whole bunch. So that's just a foolish point that you're trying to make. The Nirvana issue, watch the video again. I think I'm very clear. I'm pointing out that Hinduism has this climbing a ladder type thing to go back to God, but I don't observe that happening in the world. You say there's no basis for God. Well, in this statement, you're basically contradicting the Pope of atheism, who is Richard Dawkins. He's the Pope of your religion, and he basically is very honest with the fact that there's no explanation for the first cause. Okay, with the atheistic worldview, you go back to nothing, then all of a sudden something. Okay, that first cause. Why did nothing suddenly boom into something? And God is the first cause. God caused this stuff to happen. So there is a basis for God. Okay, so once again, you're not being tough-minded with your worldview and the fact that you have a big void there. Richard Dawkins admits it because he knows he cannot define it any other way. They're hoping to find something to explain the first cause. The Big Bang was what their first attempt to explain it, but that's still nothing, bang, something. Okay. You then turn around and say you're not going to use the term postmodern. You find it kind of a pop phrase or whatever, buzz phrase or whatever. It's your worldview, man. It's how you perceive things. And to prove it, you turn around and you say pagan gods are all equal to me, by having the to me statement in there, meaning that how you perceive things is reality. Reality is based on how you see things, not necessarily what the truth is about a subject, fact, or historical event. It's having reality your way. That's the center of relativism, and it's the center of what the postmodern worldview does. And you're behaving like a postmodern all the time. You're redefining words, you're turning around and lumping things together and saying they're all equal and throwing them out in one big group. You're getting your facts muddled up just to suit your situation. You're claiming you don't understand something. so you don't have to address it. You're having reality your way, and that's postmodernism. Whether you want to talk about it or not, that's your worldview. You then turn around and say that Hinduism has a holy trinity. Well, they have Lord Brahma, they have Lord Vishnu, they have Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma the creator, Lord Vishnu the preserver, and Lord Shiva the destroyer. Okay, those can't be holy because you have two contradictory things. You have a creator and a destroyer. Holiness is what God reveals himself to be from Scripture. Totally white, totally pure, totally good, no lie fallen in. A creator only, not a destroyer. Creator. Holy, the term holy cannot be ascribed to the Hindu Trinity. It's impossible, because holy by definition is uniquely different and stands totally white and pure, which cannot be in the Hindu worldview, because you have creator and destroyer, which are two opposing forces. That's more of a perspective from mankind's perspective. See, the biblical perspective of holy is supernatural, because you don't find it in this existence. Because we're sin-ridden creatures, we find that we're sinful, and we find that reality is not all holy. We see that we're fallen, and that opposing ideas and strife is in this world, because there's good and evil. God is only good. So there is no holy trinity from Hinduism. There's three gods. Granted, there's a similarity there, but once again, you're lumping two Trinity concepts together and throwing them both out. Very convenient to support your worldview, but it's not that very honest. I'm out of time. I'm going to need to go. I've enjoyed doing this. I'm going to be gone for about a month. I think I mentioned that. Enjoying doing this a lot, and when I get back from my trip, I'll try to pick up where we left off. But take all this to heart, man. You're a postmodernist, and you're having trouble having reality for what it is. You are the center of the universe. One thing real quick, when you turn around and say, I think this, or to me, or I feel this way, or I think this way, it makes you the center of the universe. It makes you what Satan promised us in the Garden of Eden. It makes you God. Okay? And you're not God. So just think these concepts through. I think I've made some good points here. Thanks for tuning in.